Hi, I'm Tom Rohde with Parlee Cycles. I'm here with our cyclocross bike, and I want to tell you a little bit about the history of Parlee Cycles. We started in 2001 building exclusively tube-to-tube custom bikes. We've developed that building process into a modular family of bikes, our Z1, our Z2, our Z3, and now a cyclocross, a track, and a tour variant. All the joints on all of these bikes are exclusively made from carbon fiber in a tube-to-tube process. There's no prefabricated lugs, so it allows us to not only change the geometry, but also change the ride characteristics of the bike. And we can tune the ride characteristics and the performance of the bike by changing among 5 different tube sets, and again by altering the construction of the joints. And so that's the process that we started about 10 years ago, and we've been refining it ever since. We've also expanded into a broad range of stock road bikes and triathlon bikes, but this bike here really shows off our heritage and where we started and where we've continued to evolve, which is bikes that are built from the ground up for the rider, for the specific application. For the size of the rider, for the handling characteristics that the rider wants, for the stiffness that they want, and also more and more for the technical specifications that the individual rider wants. So the bottom bracket standard, the cabling standard, whether it's mechanical or electronic for Di2, things like integrated seat masts, different brake standards, different dropout standards. So it's really a very different approach to building bikes, where they're built from the ground up exactly to the rider's specifications. And again, that's where we started. So
and this is a custom cross bike, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So this one isn't production like the Z5?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We do all of our cross bikes built to order,
okay,
so for the rider and exactly to the specs. And what's been great, especially on the cross side, is depending on the conditions where people ride, especially real experienced racers like to be able to tune their head tube angles, like to
depending
tune
on what they're doing, yeah.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They say, hey, I want 5.5 bottom bracket drop, or I want 6.0, and I want my chainstays to be 425 or 430. And so being able to fine tune all that type of stuff, and then also tune the stiffness in the bike to the rider's physique, has definitely made this a pretty desirable bike. Not to mention that
is anyone else doing custom cross bikes besides just having a builder make one
I
out of
don't
tie?
know anyone in carbon I can think of off the top of my head.
I don't think anybody's doing that in carbon, yeah.
I'm sure there are on a limited scale. More so on the metal side that I can think of.
Right, and what does this retail for?
You're going to look at starting at $5,900 for the frame, the NV composites fork, and either a Cane Creek 110 or a Chris King headset.
And what is the ride characteristic with it? What is this bike known for? Well, it tracks true, it climbs, what?
I mean, we've always chased balance in all of our bikes, and whether it's a cross bike or a road bike, is that you want it efficient, and people sometimes use the term stiff, but stiff can also be harsh.
Yep.
So it's finding a balance between the compliant and the stiff, and having the efficiency is a term I actually prefer. Where you want it, so that your power gets down, but it's not jittery, especially in a bike like this. And we find that tuning these bikes, especially for cross bikes, to be, let's say, a little bit more supple than a lot of people are coming off of aluminum cross bikes,
right,
which are not smooth at all in most cases.
All right, so let's wrap this up with, tell me what's going on with this cable routing here. What are you doing? What is that?
Well, when it comes to cable routing, it's like component.
It seems unorthodox.
It's like cable. It's like component selection. People like what they like,
right? And
who am I to dictate? This actually has really amazing lever feel. It's crisp. You can feel when you make contact, and it's got great modulation with no friction. So
great.
All
right. Well, thanks for your time, and
appreciate it.
Having a good day.